Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stronger by Community. This is Season 4, Episode 11. It's been kind of a hot minute since I've done an episode of these, so I'm super excited for today. We are going to be chatting with Ramiro. He is a nutrition and fitness coach, and we are talking about a topic that seems to have been kind of a theme in my life lately. So I'm really excited to talk about this. We are talking about this idea that you're either growing or dying. If you are not growing, you are literally moving backwards. You're not living life to your fullest potential. So as we talk, I want this to be interactive. Let's make Ramiro feel really welcome. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what's coming through for you, and let's bring Ramiro on. Hold on. Oops.
Hey, how are you doing,
Hey there, how
Stephanie?
are you? I'm good. I'm
Finally,
glad that we were able to make this work. Yes, finally. How's everything going with
pretty
your
good, pretty
Instagram? Is
good.
it all sorted out?
Still, going through the learning and growing pains, and still getting better and better every time.
I love it. And that actually ties in really perfectly with today's topic, which is if you're not growing, you're dying. Um, but before we get into that, before we jam out about growing and how important it is, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you
Okay, so I'm
from?
a
Tell us all the
fitness and
things.
nutrition coach online. I help people that want to better themselves through fitness and nutrition, and definitely a big part of it is mindset. For me, I'm a huge fitness enthusiast. I've been working out for over 12 years now, and I think fitness is like the foundation of everything when it comes to like self-development. I think it builds discipline. I think it builds character, self-confidence, and I mean, if you look better, you feel better.
Absolutely. And I can 100% attest to that. I think we actually connected through fitness. So I gained so much weight in the last year. Just like after my wedding and COVID and what have you. So I gained 35 pounds from like June of last year to like March of 2022, which is
That
really
was
fast to gain that much weight. And I'm 5'1", so like you can tell. Um, but I've lost 31 out of the 35 pounds that I've gained. So I'm almost back to like my pre like depression, whatever I was going through. Um, but definitely when you look good, you feel good because I look phenomenal now and I
I
feel
think, I
great
mean,
about
it all starts with
it.
what you say, like how you look and how you feel, and I think that the COVID weight for everybody was pretty crazy. Um, Most of my family members
Absolutely.
um, gained like 15, 20 pounds. And to me, I have a friend that has a gym close by. And when the pandemic happened, I met him. He let me use his gym, and thanks to him, I owe him a lot. Um, I managed to stay fit.
Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, I was good for the first year and 3 months because so I got married during COVID. I had to postpone my wedding 3 times. Um, so that sucked. But it actually ended up being a blessing in disguise because had I not had that wedding to prepare for, I would have put on so much weight just eating banana bread all day and like sitting at home and not being able to go to the gym. Um, so talk to me a little bit about that. Like, what was it about COVID that made so many people gain weight? Like, do you think it was like this, we were all on pause and therefore unable to
I
continue
I think for the
growing?
most part, we're like we're creatures of like we like to hang around with other people, and I think not being able to talk and conversate with other people, I think like a lot of people got depressed about it. I mean, that was big, and in the gyms were not open. People were freaking out. Everything was
Right.
on pause, and I think, I mean, it was just all negative from every aspect. So it definitely,
Right.
I think that's the biggest reason why.
Absolutely. And so when you have people come to you, you know, after putting on COVID weight or whatever is their reason for gaining weight, do you notice that one of the biggest things that they're struggling with is often depression or something related to like just not being able to get their
For the
head in the
most part,
game?
yeah, I think that's a big part of it. But for me, what I've seen is that they don't know like how to eat, what to eat. To me, I've been working out, like I said, for like 14 years, and I never saw results until I got a coach. He taught me, you
Right.
know, macros. He taught me everything I need to know about nutrition, which I think is like 90% of the reason why. So it just people getting stuck, just going to the gym year after year after year and not seeing results. I think people get so like frustrated, and that's when they come in and like ask for help. And at least for me, I mean, I was stubborn the same way. I was like, I'm at the gym year after year, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., but I never saw results, and that's why I got in.
Right.
I got a coach first. I learned, and then
Right.
I got into coaching, which is, I mean, I love what I do. I think I found a purpose for me, and I mean, what better way
I love
to,
that.
you know, to be of service of others, to make them feel great about themselves.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, just being a coach in integrity, part of being a great coach, I think, is also holding yourself to the same standards that you hold your clients. Um, and, you know, that's not to say that every fitness coach has to be absolutely shredded, but, you know, I would like my fitness coach to be in really good shape. So, having that like accountability factor, like of wanting your clients to be able to rise up to your level, you kind of hold yourself accountable just by default, that you have to sort of be in
Yeah,
some kind of
well,
physical
one of the things
fitness.
my coach taught me is like you have to lead by example. You have to, you cannot ask somebody to do something that you're not doing. So I'm always, I have like non-negotiables. One of the biggest things is like the days that I go to the gym, which is usually Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. I have my coffee. I do my morning ritual, and then I try to stay as fit as possible. Um, how it
Love
basically how it
it.
goes, if I'm an 8 when it comes to like physical wise, I could only teach a 7 and under. So
Yeah,
always lead by example.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And talk to me a little bit about those the non-negotiables. So, are those non-negotiable? Yeah, why can't I talk? Word today. Um, so the non-negotiables that you have, are they also things that you encourage your clients to follow, or are those just non-negotiables that
I
you
have
have with
non-negotiables for
yourself?
myself. I think one of them, of course, is my wake up time, my morning prayer, my meditation, and then my proper eating. Some I have clients. It depends on their fitness level. I have some that are, you know, that been going to the gym for years, but they just need proper guidance, proper nutrition, and there's really new
Right.
to, you know, fitness, and those you have to adapt to, you know, your client, because I don't want to be, you know,
Right.
super like hardcore on them, because you want to make you feel comfortable.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, I find that um, if somebody's telling me to do something and saying like you have to do that and not meeting me halfway, I'm less likely to do it. I'm less likely to feel safe to tell them when I'm not doing it. So I think that's a really good point that you bring up. Like you have to meet your clients where they are. And the same goes for like being coached. Like you need to work with somebody who's going to meet you where you are. Because otherwise, you know,
Exactly.
what are you
A
paying
thousand
for?
percent. I like that. And um, I mean, the funny thing, I met you, I started talking to you, I think it was like in mid-September, up like growing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first met you, you gave me the free resource, like becoming 1% better every day.
Oh yeah, I forgot I gave that to you.
Yeah,
I
and
love that
when
resource.
I first got it, I wasn't official in my fitness, and that, I took that,
Mm-hmm.
and little by little, I started. At first I did my official post. I'm an online coach, and then the fear for me was
Mm-hmm.
getting on camera. I don't know if
Oh, I love that. I didn't even know you were following that.
yeah,
That makes
yeah.
me so
So I mean,
happy.
little by little, I'm starting getting in. That was like one of the biggest fears I had, and now I mean, I'm learning. Um, I'm
Here you are.
growing, and I definitely am really thankful for you giving me those resources.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I think like if anybody doesn't know what the 1% better method is, so that is something that I kind of made up for myself like about a year or two ago. Um, I tend to bite off way more than I can chew. I tend to take on way too much. And the problem with that is, you know, you're going, and that's all great. But like if you hit a wall, it becomes so hard to keep that momentum. And so if you take on the belief that every single day you're always moving 1% forward, it's like a game changer. So I'm glad that you got in when it was a free resource because now I charge like
That's good.
197 for that. So if anybody wants that, it's currently $100 off. So let me know. Um, but yeah, it is so life changing because it gives you the ability to just take one baby step at a time and it compounds on itself. So like 1% better tomorrow than today is still like 10% better than where I was yesterday. You know, it builds on
Exactly, and
itself.
that's what I do. Like for me, it was just like I'm just gonna do this one thing. Because if you look at it, like say in big chunks, you just get overwhelmed. Like this is too much. This is too much. It's just one little thing at
Right.
a time, one baby step, and that's my focus every single day. Just what one thing can I do that's gonna help me progress? Just 1% more every time.
Right. And you probably find that, you know, when you're successfully making that 1% move, um, you know, it's motivating. Like to see like, wow, I moved this step and that worked. I can move another step. And there are days when maybe you'll move 5 steps without even like thinking about it. Um, but by not putting all of that crazy pressure on yourself to like go from 0 to 100, you empower yourself to move really far in a short period of
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. I mean that resource. There's a book by Ed Milet called, I don't know if you read it. The one more, the power of one more.
Okay. I think I've heard
The
of it.
power of
I'll
one
have to get the
more, and
link
it
from
literally
you.
talks about that. No, in whatever aspect you want to move forward in, just 1% better, 1% better, one more rep
Right.
in the gym. One more. Like for me with the camera, it was like I just started by introducing myself on my own. And that's one thing you
Right.
showed me. You have the calendar as
Right.
well. And just looking back
Oh
from
yeah.
September 30th, which was when you gave me that resource, until now, it went from not being an official business to now, I'm more comfortable on camera, and I'm like at 20 clients and just getting like, that's what is it, 2 months. October, November, December. 2 months.
That's, oh my God, you just made my whole
Yet,
day. I love
I
that.
just looking
That's
back those two
amazing.
months, I mean, it just I can't even believe it. And again, it's just baby steps. So I really
Right. That is absolutely incredible. Wow. Guys, you hear that? Freaking no clients and no business to 20 clients in 2 months. Just taking one baby step at a time. It is so mind blowing. Because if you were to say to yourself, right, on September 30th, um, by December 12th, I need to have 20 clients, like, how the hell are you supposed to get there? Like, that's so stressful. So by breaking it into like, okay, where am I today? And how can I get one step closer? Okay, where am I now? How can I get one step closer? You're gonna
eventually
get
baby
there
steps, day at
eventually.
a time. It went from a post to like I'm gonna write my description today. I'm gonna, open my Wave account. I'm gonna open my bank account. I'm gonna just little baby steps.
Wow.
And now, I mean, I would have never thought in a million years, in 2 months, I've been where I'm at right now. And I can't even imagine just having using that same um, method and just seeing myself in a year. I mean,
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. That's like literally the best thing that I've heard all week. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but keep telling me. I cannot wait to hear about how your journey progresses. And what's really cool is you can use this with anything, with any area of your life that you're growing in. Um, so, I mean, I would love to hear how you teach it to your clients and how you help them just get 1% better with their nutrition or
so,
1% better in the gym.
I mean, the most basic thing is I have them track like their workout. So I tell them just one more rep every time. One more rep, track it one more day, walk one more step. Um, and I think just there's a saying that says how you do anything is how you do everything. So when you have that mindset, when you do one
Yeah.
more, when you one more in one aspect, it just goes into every other aspect. So I mean, for me, it it started with fitness, and now it's like I have a fiance now. So how can I make her, happy today? How can I do something a little bit more for her to be, make make her think that I she made the right choice by being with me. Um, yes, with my
I
my
love
my
that.
parents as well. It started with talking once once a month. How can I do a little bit more? You know, I'm gonna message her once
Right.
a week. So it literally expands to every other area of your life.
Absolutely. And it's like, even if you're not formally doing it, like, even if you're not like thinking about it, it's like a trickle down effect almost. Like it just starts to become part of the way that you do things. So it's so powerful, and I'm so glad that you had such a good experience with that.
Oh, thank
So
you. Keep
that's
doing what you're doing. I
awesome.
think your
Um,
your your story helped me out a lot as well, because you say you used to be very shy, and you didn't like to get on camera. So when I first, heard your story, I was like, I'm literally the same way. Like I I was like the ghost of
oh,
Instagram. Like
yay.
you never saw a post from me. You never. I was always just watching. Like if you see your stories or anybody, always okay, watching is watching. But I
Right.
never posted anything. Like I was like a ghost. So your story helped me out a lot, and I think that's how. I mean, just leading by example and um, sharing your story, and that's how I try to share my story now to try to get as many people as possible. Yeah,
Oh, I
this is
love
what's
that.
possible. This is how I used to be, and this is where I'm at now. And a lot of people resonate with that more. And I think, when you shared it to me, that was like, still can't believe it was 2 months ago, but I was like, how is she like went from this to super confident? Like I want to get there. Like I really want to just get on camera and just, I don't know, for some reason that was like the biggest thing for me. I don't know why. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah. Once you can get on camera though, like you can literally show up anywhere because I think the camera thing is like the scariest thing. Once you can remove the fear from that, it's like everyone else is
exactly.
not that
And
scary.
I mean, I have real estate businesses, I have my online coaching, and for some reason, getting on camera was like the scariest one.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm so comfortable with like talking to executives and other people at work because I got on camera. But even like being at work and hosting meetings before I got on camera, that was fine. But now I'm like, oh, like somebody important walking to a room. Hey, like what's good? Like I'm not like tongue-tied
Yep.
anymore. So I
Yep.
get it.
That's how it is.
Absolutely. I'm so happy that that helped you. That's amazing. Um, and I think just one of the biggest things too, like, and for anybody listening, is like we all have to remember that like everyone's human, right? So everybody started out, as like a little baby with none of this confidence, none of these skills, none of these fears. We're all just at different places. And like, if you can really remember that when you're feeling insecure or not confident or stressed out, just remember that like everyone's just at a different point than you and everyone's experienced all of these things. So if you can just, instead of trying to be perfect or trying to impress people, if you can just relate back to the fact that you're both human and like you both have a human experience, like that's all people want. People don't give a shit about perfect. People don't give a shit about you being this like larger than life thing. And if they do you really give a shit
No,
what
not
they
really. I
think?
think for the
Like,
most part, it's just relatability, and um, people want to relate. And like you said, we're just in different walks of life. And like you said, if
right,
you relate, you share your story, which is the most powerful thing you have. Um, that's how people are going to relate. You can only help out the person that you used to be 5 years ago. Yeah, and I still
right,
have,
absolutely.
I have friends and family members that are still on the same journey when it comes to sharing their story. It's tough.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because you got to get really vulnerable, and sometimes it requires, being honest with yourself in a way that you've never done before. Um, it's scary to put yourself out there and wonder, like, what if somebody doesn't like this? But like, your truth and like your story is something that nobody can take away from you. Like,
That
your experience is
that's
not up
what
for
makes you
debate.
unique. And yeah, and to me,
Yeah, yeah,
there's so people tell you different things. They tell you like different. There's only so much you can learn, right? There's only so much knowledge you can learn, but people tell it to you in their own way, in their own story, and
right,
that's usually when you hear it from somebody and you relate their message with their story. That's when you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. So even though times he
right,
told it this way, he told it based on his story, so I get it now.
right. I love that. And that's exactly why there's so much room and so much space for all of us to share. Um, because it's all about perspective. Like even if I relate to, I don't know, my brother or sister who grew up in the same household as me, like we have a lot of the
Mhm.
same childhood stories, right? But if you asked all three of us about the same incident, we would all tell it a different way. We would all share different details because we all see different parts of that story as the most important thing to tell. So if you ever want to like prove to yourself that like your way of sharing is like super unique, go ask like somebody that you know very closely or somebody that you've grown up with to tell a story that you also experienced, and I
Oh,
guarantee
damn.
you all the details will be
I didn't think
different.
about it that way. That's a good way of looking at it.
I just came up with that on the spot, so I'm glad it
It
made sense.
definitely makes sense. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So I just want to tie this all back, like what we're talking about, to this idea of growth. Um, what would you say is like the number one thing that like gets in the way of people growing and pursuing growth? Like, what is the biggest fear that people have, and how can
I
they
think for the
overcome it?
most part is the biggest fear is just being uncomfortable. We're so like used to being comfortable and being in our own like bubble. Like when we try something new, we just get so uncomfortable. And I mean that to me, even now, like I think that's the like what I have in my mind as the biggest barrier, that discomfort. Like I turn that like anxiousness or that like you know uncomfortable thinking into like excitement. So I just like, okay, I'm gonna get
Okay.
a camera, I'm gonna get excited, or I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open this business. I'm nervous, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm excited. And I think everybody has and will have that form of like uncomfortable, it's every single person, even if they, let's say, open that business or whatever it is, they're all experiences in the same level of uncomfortability or anxious. The
Right.
only difference
Right.
is they just go for it.
Right.
Nobody's
Right.
like safe
Absolutely.
from these feelings. Nobody, no matter how big, no matter how successful, they're still gonna have that feeling of like feeling uncomfortable, feeling anxious. But the difference is take action.
Absolutely. Right. What do you do with that discomfort is really all the difference in the world. And like if you look at it from that perspective and you tell yourself like I literally can't fail. Because the truth is you can't. You're either getting the results you need or the lessons that you need. Either way you're learning or you're getting to where you're going. So you cannot
The
fail.
only way
Um,
you could fail is if you just stop. That's it.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, that is a great note to tie this up on, and it works out that we're closing out at exactly 1:40. But really quick before I let you go, how can people work with you? Do you do online coaching or are you just in person? And where can people get to
My
know you if they have
Instagram handle is
questions?
transform_with_Ramiro, and it's all online. I basically give your macros, your exercise plan, and your weekly check-ins, 24/7 support, everything online.
Wow, I
If
love
you
it.
have if
Amazing.
you need help with losing weight or you know gaining muscle or whatever it is, if you have any fitness goals.
Love it. Yeah, please hit up Ramiro. He's awesome. And like me, he believes in the 1% better method, so you're already winning. Um, do you have any last thoughts
No,
that you
I
want to
really
share with us
thank you
before we
for
go?
bringing me in. This is my first time being on a live.
You
Oh,
killed
perfect.
it.
Thank you
I never
so
would have
much. Yeah, I
guessed.
mean, again, that's a fear that I had, and I mean, I'm here still with that little, itch, but I'm excited and I'm really thankful for you because now it opens a door for me to, keep going with this.
I love it. Well, have an amazing rest of your day.
All right, sounds good,
And we
Stephanie.
will
Thank you.
talk
Have a good
soon.
one.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. You too.